Okay, we're ready to begin and show the interface. The speaker's been turned on. You can see the little red light on top, and it's plugged in here. We're going to start the iPad. You're going to press this twice. Press once, and the second time, press it real quick. The second time, Frederick sometimes has trouble pressing it the second time quick enough. How to actually start this app. In case it gets shut down, it takes a little extra piece to start it. So I'll put that at the beginning of the video. So I'm going to exit it and actually totally close the app. And you can swipe up to close them. If the iPad comes onto the home screen here, which you can always get to just by pressing the home button, Say Some More is here. It's going to look a little bit different than you saw before. Here we are. So Say Some More will have this screen. So you have to first select the participant. So you press that, press his name, Frederick, and then you press Select. And now we press Communicate. And this is the home screen that you're familiar with. Okay, so we're in the main app. This is all iOS 12, by the way. So the main app is called Say Some More AAC+. Now in here, we have various conversations. Now we can choose the what to do conversation, we can choose the feelings conversation, we can choose a food and drink conversation. This is let me tell you where it hurts for a doctor visit. And then there's a collection of new favorites that we're adding on here. So there's a way to edit all of these, and I'll go through that in a separate video. You can scroll to change which conversation you're in. As soon as you touch a conversation, it'll pop up. If you're scrolled way down here, and you press this Go to Home Conversation button, it'll go all the way to the top to this one. The What to Do is the first conversation here. Each conversation can have multiple pages. That's what these are on the right. This is the what to do. It's got checkers and chess and swimming. You press the second page of it. It's still the what to do conversation, but now it has more options. Balls, have a bath. Okay, so the way you talk if you're using the touchscreen is pretty simple. First, Frederick's going to put on the glove. The glove's going to make it easier because it exposes just one finger. In addition, if he's not having too much luck with the glove, there's also a capacitive pencil here that you can touch the screen with. So he's pretty good at pointing and touching with this as an alternative to touching with his finger. Okay. So back in the interface here, I'll just demonstrate. We're in the what to do conversation. So you can touch.
I would like to play checkers or chess.
You can see it just speaks immediately when you touch the icon.
I would like to go swimming.
And it keeps a log of it in the icon text field up here. So if you want to hear it a second time, you just touch anywhere in this white box with the words in it.
I would like to play checkers or chess. I would like to go swimming.
So that's a good way to repeat a phrase. If you construct a phrase by pressing the different icons in order, you can say it once as you're constructing it, and then say it a second time by touching the white screen anywhere in this box. If you want to clear the log of the conversation you're making, there's a Clear All button here. There's also a Clear Last. Clear Last is like a big backspace button. It removes each of the conversation snippets. And if you press Clear All, it gets rid of all of them. So yeah, and then if you want to switch conversations, again, you just press the new conversation to feelings.
I feel happy.
And you can say it again.
I feel happy.
Clear. Okay. If these icons on the side get a little bit too confusing, you can stick with just a single conversation, for example, and there's a little checkbox here that says Quick View. If I uncheck Quick View, all the stuff on the side goes away, and we are just in that conversation. It's going back and forth between the first page and the second page. You know, if a conversation had more than 2 pages, it would scroll through multiple pages. But put the Quick View back on if you want to switch to other conversations. Okay. We also have a big keyboard here. The icons are great for pre-recorded stuff. He likes using those, but there's a lot of things he wants to say that haven't been pre-recorded yet. And for that, he can use the keyboard. So I'll demonstrate how that works. Let's say he would like to say, I would like to look at some photos. That's not in here, right? So what he can say is, I would like to.
I would like to.
And then he could bring up the keyboard because he knows that there's not an icon for this yet. So you press this keyboard button. Right now it's blue. If you press it, it'll turn red. Now the keyboard button is red. We've got a blank text box that popped below the first one, and now we've got the ability to type. I would like to look at photos. So he would type, look at photos. This one isn't going to speak automatically. To get this to speak, first you type the phrase, and then you press this white speech bubble in the blue background here.
Look at photos.
So it's a different voice for all the novel words. So he could say,
I would like to.
Look at photos.
Yeah, it's a little bit different. So you touch in the white box
I would
here,
like to.
and then you touch in the icon here.
Look at photos.
And you can do backspace to delete, or if you want to delete a whole bunch at once, you press the red keyboard icon and it disappears, and press it again, and now it reappears. So it's blank. So that's a quick way to delete all of it. So that's using the keyboard. And this keyboard is universal for any app that needs input. It's just going to work instead of the on-screen keyboard. Let's say you want more or less icons. It's kind of actually variable in terms of how many icons you can have displayed here. For the simplest possible view, and you want to lock it to a conversation, you take off quick view here, and you can see it's just the icons here. I'm going to show you how to make the simplest possible thing. I know some of the SLPs want to start simple. So you do create a conversation, and this one is going to be called simple. This is where we choose how many icons are in it. So 4 is probably the lowest you want to go. Now it's just 4. It's going to be super basic. You're going to use the same procedure as before. We want to insert an image. We can do something we already know is in the library here. Let's just find one in the existing library. Okay, there's a cow. It's a cow picture. We know cow is selected. Now we click on which square we want it to go in, and there's the cow. We have to make sure we're in 1 now if we want to edit that. Let's say we want to put a gingerbread person in 1, 2, 3. This is 3. If we want to actually edit the gingerbread person, we have to go to 3. Oh, you know what? It's actually making me fill out all the fields. So I have to actually enter 1 first. So I'm just going to say cow and text to speech. Save and exit is going to completely exit me. So I'm just going to go through. I'm going to do, it's going to make me do 2, too. Again, this editing interface needs some updating. We're going to do, this one is going to be a horse. Text to speech. We're going to add that icon later. And the next square, now we're on 3. This one was the gingerbread house. So gingerbread. All right, text to speech. Now we're going to save and exit. It's like, here we are. Conversation simple. Communicate. Oh, you know what? We can see the conversations here, but where's the simple conversation that we just added? I don't know. It's not here. I'll show you how to add it. So you have to exit from here, and what you have to do is click on the conversation. This shows you which ones are going to be viewable. This isn't sortable. To put it in order, you have to rename all the conversations like 1, 2, 3, like a number before the conversation, which we'll probably end up doing to do it in a custom order, because it's just going to default to alphabetical order here. But let's scroll through. The new conversation, simple, here it is. We clicked it, including quick view. There we go. Now it's going to be visible on that list of conversations on the left. You can also see those checkboxes on the right. Set as home. That's the what to do as home. We could change that to a different one if we want. All right, so now that we checkbox simple in this including quick view, and we go back to participant Frederick, we can see what to do. We communicate. Now, check it out. We're going to have simple here. So now it's the first picture in the whole conversation is what shows up. Here it is. We have spaces for 4 icons. This one doesn't actually have an icon. Remember, I didn't add the second one, which I think was a horse or something. So it didn't actually show up because you need a picture to be there for it to show up. So we got 2 of them.
Go. Gingerbread.
So this is the process of creating a brand new conversation with a custom number of tiles. If we want to go back in and let's add that horse, we're going to go edit a conversation. We're going to go to simple, here, alphabetical order. We're going to edit, save existing. The horse info is still there, actually. So if we go to square 2, it still says horse. We have to actually add a picture of it. So we're going to click on animals, click on horse. Now it has a picture. Save and exit. Communicate. Simple. Whoops, that's not simple. Here's simple. Look, there's a horse here.
Horse.
Now there's a horse. All right, that's the basics of editing. Let's say you want to edit a conversation. So I'm going to show you how that works. You have to go back here. So participant Frederick, conversation, what to do. Instead of communicate, we're going to edit a conversation. Let's scroll down the conversation list, and we're going to edit this one called New Favorites. This is the first one I've been working on here. So New Favorites, you touch that, then you touch Edit. Now, if you edit and save as new, you can create a copy that's a whole new conversation. Edit and save existing, edits the one that we just selected, and it'll save it into the same conversation. So we're going to edit and save existing. And you can see here, I've got 4 parts of this conversation. These are novel phrases. This interface is a little bit confusing, so I'm giving you a video walkthrough. So basically, you can't actually select them and just by touching on them. That's the first confusing thing. These are the 4 icons. You have to pay attention to this number here. So number 1, that means we're editing the first icon. It goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So let's say we want to edit this one with the diaper. So this one is, please change me, I'm soiled. So we can't just go click on it because it's going to say, put in some graphics. It's kind of confusing. What you do is you change this number to number 3 to get to this diaper here. So you go next square, next square. Now we're in the diaper. And it says right here in this box, please change me, I'm soiled. So you can type that, you can use the keyboard. This is where you type whatever words are going to be spoken. And make sure this button, this checkbox is checked here. It says use text to speech. That checkbox will make sure that it uses the voice to say the novel thing. Alternatively, you could also record an actual recording of a voice. So that's possible, but probably easier just to use the text to speech. If you want to change the icon, that involves clicking here. It says select graphics. So this is how the icon changing works. We're in box number 3. You have to find a graphic you want, and easiest way is to go to My Camera Pictures. That's for the ones that you can save on the iPad. And I went to a web browser and I saved these icons by doing a screen capture and saved them in the camera roll of the Photos app. So let's say we want to do this icon here. It's kind of a repeat. We're going to do lay down bed. So I click on lay down bed. Who knows what this looks like? You can't really tell. You kind of have to know what it looks like based on the name of it. And then when you click it, then you click here, and it'll change it. Okay, we actually want to change it back to the diaper. So we're going to click there, and that's the diaper we had before. So that's how it works if you're working with pre-existing graphics. Now what if you have a brand new graphic that you want to add? That's a little bit trickier. So you go to My Camera Pictures, and let me see. So if you want to add a brand new image, this is how you basically take an image from the iPad and you transport it into this database of images here. So you can go to the photo library, and the photo library actually has some existing photos. We can look at his selfies. Let's say we want to use his selfie as an icon. Let's say we're going to use this as an icon. It's a picture of my dad zoomed in. You can actually scale it and zoom it. Let's say we want his face like that. Okay? So once you do that, there's a little use icon here. So you say use, and now we have to give it a name. This is where this image from the photo library on the iPad in the Photos app is entering the library of the Say Some More AAC app. So let's just call it, we're gonna call it just Rick, R-I-C-K, and we'll call it Rick1. Save. Now you can see it's available. It's in the My Camera Pictures folder, and it's called Rick1. So let's select that. So that's selected. Now if we're making new custom speech, we're gonna do this one. And now that's how it appears. We got the new icon here. But 3 is still selected. That means this is the text for 3. We were able to put an icon in 5, but in order to actually edit 5, we have to go to 5. Now we're in 5. And so now we can say, click here, and we're gonna say, hi, my name is Frederick. You can also give some spacing in the talk. If you put a comma, it'll have a little bit of a pause. It'll sound a little bit more natural, like, hi, my name is Frederick. This has a little pause there. Okay, so then we need to check this here, use text to speech, like that. And now we go save and exit. All right, so it added a new icon to that conversation. We're gonna go to communicate. We're gonna scroll down to new favorites. Here it is. Let's see if it works.
Hi, my name is Frederick.
That's how you add a new conversation, a new icon in an existing conversation by editing it. If you wanted to do something more advanced and actually swap different icons and different pages, let's say we're back to square one, and we're like, oh, we want the bowling to be on page 2 instead of on page 1, and we just want to swap them. I haven't figured out a good way to do that yet, unfortunately. The only way I found out to do it is to completely redo the entire thing. So you can go in, you can do it manually. You can say, okay, if I want to swap bowling for balls, then I go and edit. I'd edit page 1. I'd manually change bowling to balls, and then I go to page 2 and manually change balls to bowling by retyping it all in. I can't find a way to swap it yet, but that will be a future update, I'm hoping. All right, that's all you need to know about editing conversations. Thank you.